Ransomware is a serious threat, and staying informed is key to protecting our businesses. Sophos recently published its fifth State of Ransomware Report, gathering insights from 5,000 global organizations. One alarming finding: recovery costs have surged by 50% to an average of 2.7 million per incident. Don't worry, we're here to help. Today, we're going to dive into the report's key takeaways and some practical tips to safeguard your business against ransomware attacks. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm Michael Kinnett, CEO and founder of Eternal Networks. And every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific, I go live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, X, Instagram, and discuss the latest in technology and cybersecurity news that might affect you and your business, as well as to answer your questions. In these live streams, I also cover educational topics to help fellow small business owners become more confident about their knowledge of business technology and cybersecurity. At Eternal Networks, our goal is to help businesses to stop worrying about their IT and cybersecurity so they can focus on what they love. At the end of this live stream, I'll answer questions from the audience. So if you've got any, get them ready, post them in the comments. I'll make sure to cover those at the end. First of all, in the news, this is local in Las Vegas. Finley Automotive Group, they operate in Nevada, throughout the Las Vegas Valley, as well as locations in Utah, Arizona, Washington, and Idaho. They've been dealing with a cybersecurity issue this week that's been affecting some of their IT systems. It's restricted their sales and service capabilities, but all of their locations have remained open. They encourage any customers that do have cars in service to contact or visit their service departments for updates. The company is investigating the issue with cybersecurity experts as well as law enforcement, and are providing updates as more information becomes available. Also, CISA, the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, has added a high-severity Windows vulnerability to its list of actively exploited security flaws. And what that means is that they're seeing this vulnerability actively being attacked by threat actors around the world. This vulnerability is in the Windows Error Reporting Service, and it allows local attackers to gain access to system permissions, essentially global admin access to the computer. Microsoft patched this vulnerability on March 12th of this year, but the flaw has been exploited by the Black Basta ransomware gang before the patch release, and they continue to exploit systems that are not patched. Federal agencies are required to patch against this vulnerability by July 4th, and CISA is also urging any organization to prioritize patching this vulnerability to prevent any ransomware attacks within their organization. Black Basta has already breached over 500 organizations, collecting over $100 million in ransom payments. Also, an update on the Ascension hack. We talked about this a few times over the last month. Ascension is a major U.S. healthcare provider, mainly on the East Coast. They have over 100 hospitals, a bunch of senior care facilities, etc. And they disclosed in May a ransomware attack that was caused by an employee downloading a malicious file inadvertently. They didn't realize it. This wasn't intentional. That employee downloading that malicious file then impacted electronic health records, phones, and medical systems. The attack led to service disruptions, forcing some operations offline, and greatly affected their ability to provide care to their patients. While investigating this breach, Ascension found that files from a few servers were accessed, potentially containing personal data. They haven't found evidence of data theft from any of their electronic health record systems yet. They are still investigating it. The incident is reportedly linked to the Black Basta ransomware group, which I mentioned. They're known for targeting healthcare sectors and other high-profile organizations. So we'll probably hear more about Ascension as they finish their analysis and in-depth research into the attack and the extent of what was breached. All right, that's it for kind of the headlines and the news information. I want to talk now about the ransomware report that Sophos released. This is the fifth version of this report they've released in the last 5 years. It's called the Sophos State of Ransomware Report. They gather insights from 5,000 organizations around the world of various sizes, and they they basically look at various different aspects of ransomware attacks, including the root cause, severity, financial impact, and recovery time. And today I want to go over a little bit about what this year's report pointed out and had in it. One, this is probably the only good news. There is a slight decrease in the percentage of organizations affected by ransomware compared to previous years. It dropped from 66% the previous year to 59% this last year. Slight drop. They don't know the exact cause for that. It might indicate cybersecurity measures have improved. It might also mean that the threat actors are just shifting their attack strategies and they're not attacking via ransomware, they're attacking via other methods, since this report focuses on ransomware. Despite the decrease in attack rates, the financial impact of ransomware attacks has significantly increased. Recovery costs, excluding ransom payments, have surged by 50%, reaching an average of $2.7 million per incident. This rise suggests that while fewer organizations are falling victim to attacks, the ones that are targeted face more severe consequences. Also, only 4% of organizations reported having their entire environment encrypted by ransomware. This statistic highlights that while ransomware attacks can be widespread within an organization, complete encryption of all devices is relatively rare. This might be due to attackers targeting specific systems or networks for maximum impact, rather than just indiscriminately trying to encrypt the entire infrastructure. The report also indicates a notable increase in the proportion of organizations that are willing now to pay the ransom to recover their encrypted data, with 56% of those victims admitting to doing so. This finding reflects the growing desperation among organizations to regain access to their vital data and resume operations swiftly. Also, around 26% of organizations stated that they used alternative methods to recover data. And that underscores the diverse strategies employed in ransomware remediation efforts, which we'll talk about a little bit more here. There's been a significant uptick in organizations using multiple approaches to recover their encrypted data. 47% employ more than one method. This really suggests that there's been a shift towards more comprehensive recovery strategies that combine various tactics such as ransom payment, backup restoration, collaboration with law enforcement agencies. Those are the three biggest options. Organizations are recognizing the importance of adopting a multifaceted approach to mitigate the impacts of the ransomware attacks effectively. Also, not only have the costs to recover from a ransom gone up 50%, but the ransom payment average has skyrocketed over this past year, increasing 5 times. It was $400,000 previously, it was $2 million. This escalation in ransom demands reflects the growing profitability and sophistication of ransomware operations, as attackers are capitalizing on the critical nature of encrypted data and the willingness of their victims to pay substantial sums for its recovery. So we've talked about kind of what's in the report, the state of ransomware, but what does that mean for you and your organization? I'm gonna cover now a few tips and tricks that Sophos, as well as us here at Eternal Networks, suggest to help prevent ransomware attacks, or at least prevent them from costing your company an arm and a leg, and giving your company the ability to recover quickly. Number one is to educate and train your employees. It's critical now more than ever that you invest in cybersecurity awareness training for your employees. Teach them how to recognize phishing emails, suspicious links, and attachments. Train them on the importance of regularly updating their applications and backing up their critical data. An educated workforce is one of the most effective defenses against ransomware attacks. It's also critical that you implement robust security measures. Ensure that your endpoints, such as computers, laptops, and mobile devices, are protected with an up-to-date antivirus and anti-malware software. Install firewalls and intrusion detection systems to monitor and block suspicious network traffic. Highly consider implementing multi-factor authentication across all applications that you can to add an extra layer of security to your login processes. I would also say it's important that you consider adding EDR, endpoint detection and response, and managed SOC services so that you have a team of security professionals monitoring and detecting what's going on your network and on your endpoint devices. And then finally, make sure that you're backing up your data regularly. Back up all of your critical business data and store your backups offline or in a separate secure location. This ensures that even if your systems are compromised by ransomware, you can restore your data without having to pay the ransom. If your backups are online, local, connected to your network, there's a good chance that those ransomware attackers are going to encrypt your data and your backups, making them useless. Test your backups regularly to ensure that they're working properly and can be restored quickly in the event of an attack. Amidst the evolving landscape of ransomware threats, it really is crucial for your organizations to stay informed and proactive about their cybersecurity. We love helping businesses learn more about their technology, and you can always reach out to me or my team, ask us any questions about your technology, your cybersecurity. We love talking to businesses about what they have in place, offering some suggestions for how they can improve. Ultimately, every business is a little bit different, right? There's no one size fits all when it comes to cybersecurity. So if you have any questions, please send me a direct message, use our website, leave comments on our posts, our chats. I'd love to talk with you about your technology and your cybersecurity needs. All right. We are doing regular cybersecurity briefings to kind of explain the nature of cybersecurity in general. Business owners that are eager to stay on top of cybersecurity challenge in your industry, we've got the opportunity for you through these briefings. You can join us. We do them every Thursday, 1 p.m. Pacific time. They're free. It's a fantastic chance to connect with us and with other local businesses to discuss the latest tech and cyber issues affecting your industry specifically, your community. We tailor each session to the specific industry of our attendees, of those that register to join. We do targeted research in your industry to make sure that we're providing up-to-date information as to what's going on in your industry and really in your area and just the state of cybersecurity in general. So if you'd like to stay informed and empowered and join us, you can check out the available dates for our upcoming briefings via the link below, or you can scan the QR code on the corner of the screen and secure your spot today. I don't see any comments or questions from our live audience, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. I do want to thank you for joining us today, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching after the fact. I know that everybody's extremely busy, and so taking the time to watch this, I really appreciate it. Hope that you find it informative. If you have any questions or any topics that you'd like us to cover in the future, please let me know. As I mentioned, send me a direct message, call our office, email our team. Our website's itnet.works. You can find us on all the social media platforms where you're watching this as well. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you.